Mm-hmm.
Good evening and welcome back to another installment in our video series. As it is Monday, as I explained in my um, previous video, the Saints Update, Mondays are going to be more of a variety type of video. They're going to be different subjects every Monday. And I think I've chosen a pretty interesting one for this installment. In case you haven't seen my Saints update, I'm going to be publishing videos every Monday and Wednesday from now on. I ask you to look to the TUU Youth Update page run by Kathy Hamilton and the church pages to try to find them. I am also trying to find another source for these videos to be so you can watch them whenever you want. But for now, investigate those pages. Um, Today we're going to be talking about a pretty simple, but I think also very powerful subject. My personal favorite Bible verse. The Bible is the most important document in our faith. It is the bedrock from which everything else comes from. It is the continuing salvation history that God has worked through our history. And through it we can learn what God has in store for us and what the future might hold for us. You should have your own favorite Bible verse, and later on I will invite you to share your own, but I felt today would be a very interesting installment to explain my own personal Bible verse, the one I truly like, explain why, and invite you later to tell me yours. My favorite Bible verse is Matthew 23:39. You shall not see me here again until you learn to cry, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. If you don't know the context of this verse, I'll explain it here. At this point in Matthew's Gospel, Jesus is in the temple teaching to everyone there. He starts out chapter 23 by telling people to listen to the Pharisees and do what they tell them to do, but not to act as they do. And then he goes on to start berating the Pharisees and the scribes for what they do. They place very heavy burdens on the people who follow them, but they don't practice what they preach. They don't live up to the same standard they have other people live to. And they're very much a showy type of faith. They're not interested in the personal sacrifices or the necessary things they might have to do for their faith. Rather, they like to be seen in public doing things so that they can be rewarded and praised for what they do. And Jesus calls them out on that. He has what is called the seven woes the Pharisees describes, where he just calls them out on everything they're doing. He calls out Jerusalem. He calls out the leaders for killing the prophets, all the people who came before him to try to teach them a better way. But many times they, especially in reference to John the Baptist, they would, kill him, or they would silence them because their message wasn't in line with what they believed. So he spends much of this chapter calling them out on all the things that they're doing wrong. Now the meaning of the verse. Well, there's a lot of meanings, and there's my own personal feelings on the verse, but I'll explain. Jesus is saying that he won't be seen in the temple again. The time of teaching is almost over. He's going now to his death and resurrection, so he won't be back there until the world starts proclaiming, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. He is saying that the next step here is not more teaching by him, but conversion of others to teach in his name and show the world the power that is Jesus Christ, to show what he is and what he was about. And the word's not going to be spread not only to the Jewish people but the Gentiles. He's declaring that his mission here is almost complete, but it's just about to begin in reality. The old way is done. He will now fulfill the law. Jesus said he did not come to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. You go back into the Old Testament, many of the teachings might have been strict or harsh, but Jesus is coming to fulfill them by showing them that love is a main component to all of them, and through him the law is complete and the law is fulfilled. And again, and this would allow all people, the Jews and Gentiles, to experience the salvation of God. Very much before, salvation was, for the chosen people of Israel, but through Jesus, salvation will be offered to the whole world, and when that happens, everyone will be saying, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." My own personal view on this verse and why it's my favorite is, to me, it is the simple invitation of Jesus to be in relationship with him. It may not seem that way in the context it was said, but to me, it's saying that if you don't want Jesus in your life, he doesn't have to be there. But if you are willing to say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord," if you're willing to let him in, he'll be there for you. But just as well, if you don't want him there, he's not going to be there. So it's very much an invitation to a relationship. He's saying that if you don't want me here, I won't be here, but, all you need to do is invite me into your heart and I will be present with you. So that's why I personally like this verse, why it's my favorite. And to me, it's the most simplest way of Jesus saying, I want to be in relationship with you. I am here for you if you want me to be. So, again, that's why it's my favorite one. And so I asked the question, again, what's your favorite Bible verse? If you don't have your own favorite Bible verse, I very much invite you to open up your Bible and begin reading to try to find one. You should, there's plenty in there for you to look at, plenty for you to explore. So, and try to find one that's not generic. A lot of people might say my favorite's John 3:16 or it's Psalm 23. I love Psalm 23, but there's plenty more in the Bible for you to look for. So please find your own, then let me know what your favorite Bible verse is. And again, as I mentioned before at the beginning of the video, the way this is going to work now is there will be new videos published every Monday and Wednesday. Again, I invite you to look to the church or parish Facebook page or the TUU Youth Update page run by Kathy Hamilton to find these new videos. Well, that's it for this video. I thank you all for joining me this evening. I invite you to watch the next video, which will be on Wednesday, which is going to be our next Saints update. Again, if you haven't seen the first Saints update, please check out the parish pages and the TU Facebook page so you could find more information out about it. I invite you to go watch it, and I thank you for coming this evening. Thank you.